Viva Lugule!
She is the very model of a major modern activist. Born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Noella Coursaris campaigns relentlessly for the country she loves.
We believe that showing the culture and the creativity of the Congolese orphans and girls through education, they will know how to manage themselves, they will have an education, they will have a work one day, and they will be able to have more of a voice politically, economically, socially.
An internationally acclaimed model, now she's using her good looks for the benefit of children and women in the DRC.
I think it's very important that people have education to stay in the country, to make progress, to make the country progress. Because if everybody lives out of education, the country will stay at the same stage.
This week on African Voices, we meet a woman determined to make a difference. Noella Coursaris is visiting some of the projects her foundation sponsors in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This school, which she's helping to build, is in the Katanga province in the south of the country. It was where she was born and spent her early childhood.
So the village can use the well until the school will be completely finished. So we have more than 90 people a day coming to take water from this well. So it means indirectly we're helping 400 people a day. The cholera is going down, the diarrhea coming down. But now what will be the problem when the school will be finished, the well will be part of the school. So what we're trying to do, we're going to try to find another site to do a well specifically for the village.
Coursaris has dedicated a large portion of her adult life to helping women and children in this area, a passion that's all the more impressive when one considers her far from straightforward upbringing.
I just want to talk about DRC, Congo. You left at the age of 5, is that right?
Yes, I left at 5.
What are your memories of it?
I don't have so much memories because it was so young, and I left in a very strange way. So I lost my father and my mother couldn't afford me, so I went to Belgium to grow up with one of my aunties.
Yeah, how was that decision made when you left your home?
I didn't make the decision.
No.
I guess my mother couldn't afford me. She has a very poor background, so she preferred to give me a chance to go to study, to go in Europe. And one of my aunties in Belgium was ready to take me on.
And what did you do there? You went to school?
Yes, I studied. I stayed in Belgium for 6-7 years. Then I went to another auntie's, another family in Switzerland. And I studied in Switzerland. And then I came to London.
And did you keep your contacts going with the DRC whilst you were travelling at that young age?
No, I went back to Congo when I was 18 years old. I wanted to know my mother, and I wanted to know where I was coming from. And at this time it was not emails of communication, so I spoke maybe once or twice to my mother on the lapse of 13 years.
And was the DRC what you thought it was going to be when you went back?
I went without really thinking what I would have expected. I wanted to know first. I've always been curious about where I was coming from, but my main concern was to know my mother, to meet back, to see the person who gave birth to me.
Yeah, and did that help your relationship with her? Is that something that you did?
No, it's very good because first of all it was to find back my mother, and it was to know where I'm from. And I did kind of research who was the friends of my father, who was my friends when I was small. It was very hard at the beginning with my mother because she's like us. She was like a stranger to me. I left at 5, coming back at 18 years old.
So you knew where to find her, and you went to find her when you went back to her house. And
yes,
what happened?
And when I see her, first of all, they make a mistake. They thought I was arriving the day before or 2 days ago. So they went every day at the airport, but not the night where I arrived. So I arrived there, it was like 9-10 p.m. in the evening, didn't know nothing. and nobody was at the airport. So I have like a panic. And I just went to the center and I took a taxi. And I arrived there. I said, oh, I'm looking for this name my mother. And they called first my cousin, and after they called, they ended up finding where my mother was. And it was not taxi like here. It was I had to trust somebody that said, okay, I'm bringing you to the center. So it was an adventure. But so when I was seeing my mother, she smiled the same way as me. I think I have a lot of her expression.
She looked as you expected?
Yes. But so we're building bit by bit a relationship. And since this age, even before I went to Congo, every time I did small jobs, I always look after her, send her money back home.
Do you understand her reasons for sending you off?
Yes, yes, and I'm thankful to that. And she has 4 children. I was the only one of my dad and mom, but she has 4 children. And I've been helping them for the school, for the house, for everything.
Did they stay in the DRC?
Yeah, they're in DRC. They're in DRC. It's heavy one, huh?
On this trip back to Lubumbashi, she plays a very hands-on role in the construction of the school.
The bricks are all being made here, and we have the machine, and we're teaching the villagers, so we have like 20 people working. And we needed for the phase 1 of the school 14,000 bricks. So it's great, it's just a community project to teach the villagers, and they come to learn, and they were every day on time to come to work, so it's really, really good. Now the bricks just finished to dry, so we can start to put up the bricks. So it's very good to see the work starting up.
She also finds time to visit her mother's home for dinner, where she's joined by more relatives. The meal served by her mother is a traditional dish of maize. It's a far cry from the restaurants in London and New York that were her stomping grounds during her modelling days.
So that's a strange relationship, isn't it? You've got this European background and they've got an African background.
Yes.
And yet you're siblings.
Half sibling, but
yeah.
I consider them like brothers and sisters. So I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. And I'm half. My dad was Cyprus, and my mum is Congolese, Zambia.
So are you European or African? The big question.
I think in one way, the way I think I'm more European, but I have a big love for. I have a big love for Africa, and I feel related. Yes,
and when you're away from Africa, you probably feel more African in a way, and protective of that background.
Yes, I'm very protective of the background, and but I do love Europe too. And I used to live in New York for 4 years, and it was a good experience too, and the way they think. So I will say I'm African, European, and American. Hello!
A complex, but in many ways uncomplicated character, Coursaris is relentlessly cheerful. After the break, we join her at a fundraising event she organised, and I talked to her about her life as a model.
I think I was lucky to be at the right time. And Agent Provocateur was the phase that really make it happen. And I think too, I have a good relationship with people. I think I've been very lucky to have regular clients that always been booking me, even until now. So that was the key, so relationship with clients and with the agencies.
Noella Coursaris sprang to fame as a model after entering a competition for fun. She was soon snapped up, and her image appeared on billboards and magazines around the world. Now she spends less time in front of the camera and more time campaigning. But she still uses her old skills when necessary. We join her at a fundraising event she organised at a friend's loft apartment in London.
We met in New York and she said she would like to come to follow the work we're doing in Congo and everything. I say, okay, you know, we have a lot of people say, I want to come, but she say, hey, I booked my ticket. I say, cool, I'm waiting for you to come. So she came to Congo, we went, we stayed 10 days and we did everyday different things. Go to see children accused of witchcraft. We went to give donation of health in a little maternity for Tuka, where the woman were giving birth on a completely rotten door. And 2 years ago, I went to see this maternity, and I always have in my mind, I took pictures and I promised them one day I will come back. And we came.
Videos of it. She showed photos.
And I showed pictures to a lot of people. I say, I would like really, we help this maternity. And they're giving birth with the candles. And we went with Fatima on a private project, and we went there. We went to donate some mass trays, medicine, and everything they needed. Tonight we have a fashion show. It's to raise funds for the construction of the school that we're doing in Congo, in Kalebuka village. And very grateful that all the team tonight are working as volunteers. We have Malaika, Natasha, all the team, makeup, hair, a lot of models. And all the clothes has been done by the orphans that we're sponsoring in Congo. So it's been a lot of work, but really good. And we hope we will raise enough funds. But most important is to create awareness and to showcase that we have a lot of culture and lots of talents over there.
This is one of the many events she's put on around the world, but her excitement and enthusiasm is clear for all to see.
Kalebuka is a very, very special village because it's where I'm from, and the village wanted so much the school. So we say, okay, let's do there. We have a huge support of local NGOs, the local governments, the village, and a lot of volunteers. All the foundation work purely on the volunteer. We only pay local people. And tonight is very special. We will have African music, some kind of African dishes, and we're expecting 140 guests, 140 to 150 guests. We believe that showing the culture and the creativity of the Congolese orphans and girls through education, they will know how to manage themselves, they will have an education, they will have a work one day, and they will be able to have more of a voice politically, economically, socially.
Talking over, it's time for the show to begin. As the evening draws to a close, Coursaris reflects on events.
We're very happy with the attendance. We got more than 140 people, so that's really good. And the food, everything everybody liked, the smooth. And to see the clothes on the hangers, no, first of all, to see the clothes that we received them in a package, and to see them now on the girls and on the show was really fantastic feeling. When I see that, I saw the girls that have been working and the girls we've been sponsorizing. It's a very, very touching moment, and I'm looking forward to send them the pictures that they can see that what they did. We've been showing kids there and even the footage on the television. We're going to do a big celebration in the village. Bye bye, thank you so much.
Coursaris has a business degree